did you hear about us and what made you decide on Dr. Morwood?
You had an advertisement in the Monterey Herald, and it was about the ability to come down and listen to Dr. Morwood and talk about the process, particularly of all aspects of plastic surgery, which I think, in my opinion, a lot of people have a real unclear or vague idea of what it really is. So my wife and I attended this, I guess you'd call it a get-together with the staff and then Dr. Morwood, and there were quite a few people there. I was surprised. Very nice evening. Made you feel very welcome and comfortable. But what really impressed me was the explanation of the process in general. Why you should consider it, the benefits, how much you are involved in the process. I always look at it as a process that you really don't get involved with a heart surgeon or orthopedic surgeon or even a family physician, but this is one of the few that you can really get involved. Sometimes some people may get a little too involved, but it is an opportunity because it is an external type surgery that is, is lifelong affecting, to your life. I found it interesting the way Dr. Morwood explained the process and just exactly what it entailed. And then the other was, obviously visuals are very important, speak louder than words, and so he showed pictures of individuals before and after, and it was very impressive. What really impressed me most of all was how it was a great change for people, but it wasn't a shocking change. I think some people, if you don't go to the right physician, you can, it can be pretty traumatic. And the other thing is that he talked about what really impressed me was he talked about the customized approach, where you as the customer gets involved, and this is what I'd like to see. This is some of the results. I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, if you attended this meeting, he gave you an opportunity to meet with him at no additional cost and go over what changes you were interested in and how he can provide it. And of course, he has the technology through the computer that he can show you almost exactly what you're going to look like before and after, before the surgery. The other thing that impressed me about Dr. Morwood was extremely low-key, not a high sell. The staff was the same way. They were low-key, no big sell. That was very impressive. And the other thing that impressed me was when they told us that he had just arrived back to the States from Africa, where he helps underprivileged children with birth defects. I knew right there this was a man who was a good person, I felt. Anyone who would do that. So that was our first meeting and impression of Dr. Morwood and his staff.
Tell me about your overall experience.
Well, of course, I was very apprehensive because I did not want to look like a, you know, I really told him, obviously, I asked him a lot of questions about himself. You know, he's a graduate from the, U.S. Naval Academy, and told me a little about himself growing up in New Hampshire. I think he was kind of impressed too that I was a Vietnam veteran. But so, his overall demeanor, his personality, his character really set me at ease. And then the other thing was how he let me get involved with the customized approach. I wanted change, but I wanted very subtle change. And he almost took the words out of my mouth. So my experience with that really put me at ease going into the procedure.
And how do you feel about your results?
It's really amazing because before I came to Dr. Morwood, I would look in the mirror in the morning and I had, my eyelids were very heavy and definitely needed some type of attention. And it's not because of something being vague with myself, or I want to look like I'm 25 again. That has nothing to do with it. Any type of plastic surgery, if it's cosmetic, it's because I think an individual should feel good about themselves. There's nothing wrong with going to Dr. Morwood and him, literally, when you're through with the procedure, you look 15 years younger. But, honest to goodness, I look at myself in the mirror today and I'm amazed, and it's not, and it's very subtle too. It's not, it just doesn't scream out at you. So, how do I feel about it? You should ask my wife. She's the one who really thinks it's unbelievable, but it is unbelievable. And the other thing is, women look at me now. Women that I know, like my niece, for instance. Or my daughter. What have you done? Something is different, but they can't place it, and it's because the procedure is so, the results, I should say, were so subtle. Now, men, they don't. I play golf a lot, and guys, I was a little concerned about healing and playing golf for the first few times. Guys going, what the heck did you do? And that was one of the things I told Dr. Morwood. I don't want that kind of question. But men would look at me and say, now, did you go on a vacation and you look awfully rested? The first time my daughter saw me, she goes, Mom, what has Dad done? He looks so good. Has he lost weight? And that's the kind of reaction you want from people, especially a relative as close as your own daughter. When they say, has he lost weight? That means Dr. Morwood did a tremendous job. My niece looked at me and she goes, gosh, Uncle Billy, your eyes look so good. And finally I said, yeah, I know, it's in the eyes, isn't it? And then I told her, I said, I had a little surgery done. She goes, oh my gosh, it looks so good. But all that is a reflection of Dr. Morwood and his staff. And so, yeah, my experience here was excellent. I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. It's worth it. And once again, I emphasize, it's not about ego. I have friends. Last week I went to a high school reunion get-together with about 5 or 6 of my buddies that I grew up with, and their wives, and we got together, and you almost become a little critical, like, boy, you can sure use this, or you can sure use that, but I didn't say anything. But you know what their wives are saying to me? Golly. One wife actually came up to me, and I thought she had too much wine, but she said, well, you know, of all these guys, you look the best. And of course I wanted to say, well, I cheated, but it made me feel good, you know. And what they didn't say is, have you had plastic surgery or something? No, because Dr. Morwood does such a tremendous job, and he stays within the parameters that the patient wants. And the other thing too is, a good patient will follow the exact procedures what the doctor and the staff says, and I followed everything right to the T, and I think that's important too. Now, obviously, you know, some people don't have patience, so they want the healing process to hurry up. Well, you know, that's just, you just can't push Mother Nature, but my healing process has been excellent, you know, and I'm very happy overall, tremendously happy.